Hello friends, I welcome you all to this video. We are again with the chapter 4 power spectrum estimation. So in this chapter we are addressing the estimation of power spectrum by the use of various techniques either to the category of non-parametric type or the parametric type. So with non-parametric type we have already covered with the simplest periodogram method, the modified periodogram method, and in the previous video the Bartlett methods. The three methods under the category of non-parametric approach we have already demonstrated by the use of MATLAB environment, and for the previous we have a simple practice for the periodogram technique here. Now for Bartlett method, let us take a practice problem so that it will be the first problem. Hence we title the topic problem 1 Bartlett's method. So let us see what exactly the problem statement is, and with the help of Bartlett's method how we find the solution to the given task. So let us start with the problem. So here we can start with our topic problem 1 Bartlett's method. The given problem statement starts with a continuous time signal represented x suffix a of t is band limited to 5 kilohertz, that is xa of t has a spectrum capital Xa of f, that is 0 for the mod of f greater than 5 kilohertz. Next, only 10 seconds of the signal has been recorded and is available for processing. We would like to estimate the power spectrum of x of t, where the suffix a is provided, using the available data in radix 2 fast Fourier transform algorithm, and it is required that the estimate have a resolution of at least 10 Hz. Suppose that we are making the use of Bartlett's method for periodogram averaging. Now we have been asked the three tasks to make computations for, or the understanding or the answers for. So let us have first of all the part A. The part A is, if the data is sampled at the Nyquist rate, what is the minimum section length that you may use to get the desired resolution? After part A, we have part B, where using the minimum section length determined as answer in part A with 10 seconds of data, how many sections are available for averaging purpose here? So this is the question in part B. And lastly, into the part C, we are asked, how does your choice of the sampling rate affect the resolution and variance of your estimate? Are there any benefits to sampling above the Nyquist rate? So this is what the problem statement here completes our problem number 1 Bartlett's method, this statement here. Now it's time to have solution to this particular problem statement. So let us get back to what exactly we have been provided here. So here it starts with the problem statement. We have here the continuous time signal. Here it is represented xa of t here. Here the corresponding Fourier transformation, which is nothing but the spectrum here. It is represented here. And for such a given signal, here it is the band limiting value is equal to 5 kilohertz. So from the band limiting value of the frequency, we can determine the Nyquist frequency here. Now here we have already been provided that it has the spectrum is equal to 0, and where the mod of f, the frequency value, is greater than 5 kilohertz, and from such a given signal only 10 seconds have been recorded and now available for the processing here. So we have to make the use of the radix 2 FFT algorithm, and with the resolution of at least 10 hertz we have to make the use of Bartlett's method here. So we confine our attention to part A here. So in part A, we expect that the data is sampled at the Nyquist rate. So what is the minimum section length that we will be using to get the desired resolution? This is the question. So let us have the solution of the same here. Now for part A, if we have the Nyquist rate for the given signal, So as the given signal is band limited to the 5 kilohertz here, so the Nyquist rate can be represented as Fs, the double of the same, that it will be 10 kilohertz here. So with the 10 kilohertz and also given the resolution, so the resolution concerning the frequency value here into the analog frequency range, we can represent by delta F. So this is equal to 10 hertz here. So we want the resolution in terms of the radians here. So for the simple frequency in analog domain, we have the notation by F, whereas into the radians, if we go for, we want the angular frequency representation, it will be the omega. Hence the resolution we denote by delta omega, computed by the multiplication of 2 pi to the earlier one. So it will be 2 pi in multiplication to delta F by Fs. Upon substitution of the values here, we obtain the 2 pi in multiplication to 10 raised to power minus 3 here. Now, as we know that the resolution of the periodogram can be represented by the use of L point data record by this mathematical expression here. So here it is the resolution for the capital P cap suffix PER, the representation of the periodogram method. So this is equal to delta omega. Here we have, and this is nothing but the 0.89 times 2 pi by capital L. So now we are using the Bartlett's method here. So for the Bartlett's method, we want to make the use of a section length which is of minimum value here. So from this particular expression of delta omega and this another expression of delta omega, we come to know the value of capital L, which will be greater than or equal to, here we have 0.89 times 2 pi divided by delta omega, and upon substitution of the delta omega value that we have already computed, 2 pi into 10 raised to power minus 3, so that time we come to have the answer for part A. This is equal to 890 samples here. So this completes our solution to part A. Now in part B, we have been asked that using the minimum section length determined in part A. So this is the answer here we have ready. With 10 seconds of data as stated previously, how many sections are available for the averaging purpose here? So now the solution to this particular part B can be given as such. As we have the sampling at the 10 kilohertz Fs we have represented, and also 10 seconds of the data. So this corresponds to the length given as capital N. So capital N will be 10 multiplied to the 10 kilohertz. So for kilo we have the multiplicand, that is 10 raised to power 3. So we have total 10 raised to the power 5 samples as the value of capital N here. So therefore to this purpose, with the 1024 point DFT, the number of sections that we can have by the use of Bartlett's method can be represented as capital K, and that can be found by dividing capital N, the number of samples that we have obtained in the above state, by 1024. So we obtain it to the value 98 here. Now moving to the part C. Now in the part C, the question is, how does your choice of sampling rate affect the resolution and variance of your estimate, and are there any benefits to sampling above the Nyquist rate? Now the answer to this question can be made in the way, if we have the sampling rate increased, so we know that the resolution delta omega decreases, which in turn require a longer section length for the given resolution. Therefore, an increase into the sampling rate produces corresponding increase into the total number of samples within the time interval, if we can represent it by capital T seconds. So because of this reason, since variance is normalized case representation by capital V is equal to L by capital N, increasing the sampling rate will not have any kind of effect onto it. So therefore, provided that the sampling rate is not less than the Nyquist frequency, The resolution and the variance do not depend on to the sampling rate. So these are the answers to the part A, B, and C corresponding to the problem 1 statement for the Bartlett's method. So by the next lecture, we again practice another problem for the Bartlett's method. So it will be the topic problem 2 Bartlett's method in the same chapter. Thank you.